Hello YouTube, it's Cara. Welcome to my channel. It's Cara.inhousegreen, and we are doing I am doing a January orchid update. And well, I have not done last month. Well, this is the busiest month of the year, isn't it? So everybody are busy, especially those who are mothers. So this is the orchid I'm going to show you first. The one that I have rescued. I've featured this one on the other previous videos that I have. And now it's all open. I have 10 flowers, but one dropped. So it's just the way it is presented. It's pendant looking and it's just gorgeous. I do like the way it just dropped like that, but sometimes you have to be very careful because the spike and the flowers could be very heavy, and your orchid might drop or tumble over and you would damage the plant. But what I did, I have put some pebbles inside and it holds it just the way it is, and that's how gorgeous is this orchid. The rest of this in here are not doing much really. My Dendrobium Alba is still doing okay, it hasn't died yet. And the rest of my Phalaenopsis here are not so bad. This is the Dendrobium the Canary, I think the yellow one that I have purchased, and it's growing nicely. And the my Phalaenopsis venosa cross with speciosa, and the spike is dead. God knows what happened. I don't know if it's because I have separated the other one from these mother plants. Maybe it's me, or maybe it's the plant, so I don't know. We'll see. I hope, but it's still doing okay. It's not fluffy or anything like that. The leaves is still thick and no sign of death. No sign of death. Well, the spikes yellow. So the rest are doing fine, and this is my kaleidoscope. I have a spike in there, but when I have damaged it when I repotted this one, so I don't know if it will still initiate to produce a spike. Not too sure. This is my Phalaenopsis White. I haven't cut it off because it might flower in between, and those nodes produce a spike in between those nodes, by the way. So this is my favorite one, the Joy Fairy Tale, and it still got a spike. It's been there for a very long time. This is my Leodoro. It still got 3 spikes, and the one it's initiating a spike with buds. So, and this is the one as well in there. So this is why sometimes I don't cut them. I normally just cut them where the flower has produced, but all those nodes could be could initiate another new spike. And these are my other Phalaenopsis. This is a very scented one. It's a cross between Scilariana. There's an ID for this, but it's in my kitchen. I got a few of that in my, I think I got 3, while 2 are in the same pot. So I'll just present this one. This is my Scilariana, doing fine. It's been with me for quite some time, and this is my new leaf, and it just given me 2 leaves. So all in here is done. We're going to my kitchen windowsill and my sunroom. Go. Now it's a bit dark. We are in my kitchen windowsill. This is the one that I had on Christmas. It's Cymbidium. The 2 growth are doing okay. It's still not dead. So 1, 2, and the one at the back, it's still growing. Now this is the Phalaenopsis that's scented so well. This is the Giajo's Pink Girl, Scilariana Chromosomus Pixie. And this is the one that if it's a flower, if it has 2 spike or more, it would and sun is bright, it would scent the entire room. So that's how strong it is, and it's not a strong scent that you don't like. It's it's a nice, it's like Scleriana, it's beautiful. This one that I have just repotted, this is the one that I purchased and unboxed with you. I can't read. Yeah. I can't read. Flipping writing. I said I'm gonna change it, but yeah, I will. Can't read its writing. So those two are just my Phalaenopsis and doing all right, not doing much really. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna show you one of my Cymbidium that I purchased after Christmas. It's quite a big mama, and it's got a new growth in there, and it's still alive. It's very big. It was on sale from 30 to 10. There were 3 or 4 of them in the shop, but I got really no space. Medium can be very huge, you know what I mean? And if it put them in a on those shelf, it will just consume the entire space. The sweet sugar is doing okay. The flower is just so wonderful. It's come on, let's focus you. I think I've shown you this before, my previous video, and the flower is much bigger than it was. You know, I think I could see very yolky color yellow, but it isn't in the actual. It's kind of a light fluorescent kind of yellow, like glowy yellow. It's not that, yeah. So that's what I could see in the video on this camera. This one, I don't know what happened. Something's missing. It's missing the skirt, you know. It's not been made. So, but I can make a skirt from it. So here it is. There you go. And so the rest, and that one is showing its pretty side as well. And yeah, it's lovely. I love it when it's a lot of them, you know, when it's big and massive. Yeah, imagination. Here we go. And those are the orchids that's not doing so bad. They're just staying put. Oh, and this one, my Dendrobium Logici, I think that's how you say it or pronounce it. God knows, I don't know. And those are buds. See the buds, they're producing buds, and I was just so surprised with it because last night I was cleaning this room, scrubbing it and things. Those are from my remnants from last night. Those are the dusts, something. So, and those are, see, I'm showing you. It's supposed to be orchid video. So yes, there's a few buds in it. So I'm just so grateful that it did. It made put a smile on my face. And this is, you see, I put them in the light. Hubby will be not happy. So right, this is the ones that's flowering too, and I'm just so grateful that it does. And look at that, huh? But it's very thirsty. I have to, and putting new growth. See the new growth in the base? Yes. So I have to water it. Oh God, those are my the ones that finished on the next shelf. This is the one, I can't remember the name. You know that it's like an alien, an octopus kind. I don't know if it's a spike. I nearly died with that with me. And my Dendrobium anosmum is producing a bud. See those bud? Yeah, it's producing and take a long time, just like this. My golden boy. You better be gold, you know, because it's been a long time you do that to me and you haven't shown me the sign of gold. King Midas. Is that Midas? Midas? The ones who touches everything turns into gold. So this is my Phalaenopsis Pilipinensis. It's doing fabulous. and doing great with semi-hydroponics. The roots are trying to escape, and yes, it is doing fab. Brassy is fine. My the rescue one. Oh, by the way, these two, you know, when you rescue an orchid and you see in a shop, poor little things, it needs a home and it's gonna be in the bin. I better stop doing that, thinking that, because then you ended up the same plant like that. This is the one that's finished and this is next. So you see, it's the same plant, and next time I have to stop now unless I really do truly like it. So this one that I've also rescued is producing a spike, but I don't think it will have a lot of plant, because that's if you compare the pseudobulb from the bulb that you've seen in the shop, we got lots of flowers. It's far double in size, and yeah, it's too tiny for it to produce massive spike and massive and lots of bloom. So if you really want that, you have to wait until your pseudobulb is become bigger, and then you expect something, you know. So just a reminder for ourselves that not too disappointed by facing with this. Now, you know, my Tolkien, it's my biggest disappointment plant. It's getting bigger and bigger in that bigger pot and got lots of new growth, and doesn't give me a flower, for goodness sake. And it's producing new growth again, and then if I transferred it, and it will set back, when they said that if it's semi-hydro, probably not set back much, because you don't disturb them. Of course you do. It happened to me. It set back with the other orchid. Maybe it won't happen to you guys, you know, but then it does happen to me. Just to be aware, you know, don't expect too much. So as long as they're alive, but this, I'll have to put a cardboard there or something to cover so they won't see it. Now this little gem is up there. It was hanging up there, and this gem is doing a good thing, making this room nice, scented room, and just how pretty it is. Now with this video, it doesn't show how much neon yellow green is this, the inner lip. There's something wrong with this coloring. Samsung needs to stop updating things that doesn't really make so this is my Silogenie intermedia. Beautiful. I had this with if you've watched my Harrogate Orchid show. And by the way, I was just hurrying up to do a video with this one because it's just dropping its flowers. You could see it there when I was cleaning yesterday, and last night. So before it finished, I have to show you all, guys. And I even haven't had to take a picture of this to put it on Instagram. So how beautiful is this orchid? It's not too big, but if you like the scent, some people don't like the scent, because I got this lady that when we went around, you know, when you go in a orchid show, she said she's not really keen on the scent with this orchid, but I do, because the moment you enter that room, this one is the ones stunned the scent, and I was looking, and you know, but then there's a lot of them like this in that room. Anyway, this entire room will make this this orchid, by the way, makes this room smell so nice. So that is the orchid, but it's a shame that it doesn't last long. That's what's wrong with Silogenie. It doesn't last long. That's yeah. So that's my gorgeous Silogenie, and this is my oh, sorry with that noise, dragging noise. This is my my Cattleyas nearly done, and it was gorgeous when it was newly open. It was last month when it opened, December, and I was thinking that I would do a video in December, but then there's not a lot of them, and it's a shame. It's fading, but it's gorgeous. I could have a scent from this distance, about 12 inches away, a foot. So yeah, and that's good, sense the scent from it, but farther away you can't. Now, while I was already down, we'll show this. This is can't remember. There is, maybe changes the name now. So that was 2016, and this is my first flower from this orchid. It's hang on, and see those pattern, how pretty. I forgot the color. I wonder if it's the same color as that. So yeah, so that is the pretty little thing, and there's a few of them. Stop moving, so I hope it won't blast. So another one, the Comment King is giving me 3 buds, hoping it would form. It will not drop, because sometimes it does. This is my Brassia. It hasn't flowered, it hasn't produced a spike, but I think it needs repotting, because just look at that, how compacted it is in there. And the other one is producing a spike with that one, and there's another one in there with a spike. What I like this Brassia, it's long spike and lots of flowers. Now this is my Epidendrum floribundum thing. I can't get the tag out. Floribund, oh yeah. So this yeah. So this is the flower. I will not count you how many, because it's just so boring. I tried to count and I'm bored. It's just, I know my just counting is boring, and some people say that my video is boring. So anyway, if you want, no, don't just stop it. I'm not saying anymore. Anyway, so this is the orchid, and if you are into scent, some people like orchids with scent, and that's why they collect orchid with scent. This one will not, I would highly recommend this. This will not disappoint you. Beautiful scent, and it's everybody would, I would say everybody would like that scent. But Silogenie intermedia, you maybe not, but this one, darling, you need to have it. This always have a new growth, and always have, every time have a new growth, there is always a spike. I would expect it. So that's one. It's just a beauty, this orchid, a beauty every time, and it lasts longer though. And there's some blasted, the one that is just dropped went black, and so some are still producing, and it not together. Those are the ones still doing. So yeah. Now my Dendrobium Alba, I don't know what's going on with this Alba. It's still growing and growing and growing, and it stopped growing with this very long cane, and this cane is still growing. I haven't produced any flower just yet, so God knows, I don't know. This is my Logici, another one. They were in the small pots. There's a lot of them. When I repotted this orchid, you know, when they were tiny, and it's in a big square wooden one, and it just become rotten and smells. So I repotted them. There were 4 pots in here. I don't know if it's produced any flower, so I don't think it has, and it hasn't given me any sign, but what I could see is a very thirsty plant. So another anosmum which is sleeping, And this is my Silogenie, which is producing a spike. This is Nitita. The Nitita is something different Silogenie. This one, it's this spike is a flower, and then it produces into a pseudobulb like this, you know. And yeah, if you have a Nitita and you've grown the orchid, you probably know what I mean. So, and that is sleeping now, and this is my very tiny orchid. And there's not much information about this orchid, but the thing that I could read before is they grow in the riverbank, so it probably likes water. And hang on, and this is the name of this orchid. I just bought this one just for out of curiosity. I thought it would smell nice, but I cannot. There's no distinctive scent. I'm moving it so that you would see how tiny is this flower, and I would expect it like how tiny and it's scented. Imagine that. And it's very, very tiny flower, and that's my fingernail, and that's how tiny it is. And it's a bunch of flower in there, bunch of them. They're cute, but maybe not for everybody, this orchid. Just out of curiosity, really. Yeah, this is not for everybody's orchid. People might not enjoy it, looking at it, really. It's just being curious, you know. And my Dendrobium from the shop is flowering. How amazing that is. But it's still not the way what the shop does. When the shop was from there up to the tip, it's all flower. But this one halfway, only halfway. And the other one as well in there. So yeah, not too bad. And it's got new growth coming up. And my Encyclia Canary is producing me 3 flowers. Yes, it did have 3 spike, and I think one is drying up and one is dead. Something to do with me being transferring. I think I have moved this plant from somewhere, you know, reposition it, something like that, and maybe that. So this is my another Dendrobium anosmum, which is a bit disappointed about myself because it's very short, and it's producing a new a bud, but I think it may be not as fabulous as it was before when it was quite long and a lot of them. So yeah, I have to push myself further. This is the white Dendrobium. Dendrobium, by the way, is a magnet of thrips. If you have a lot of orchids and you have a thrips infestation, go to your Dendrobium and they're there. And very dusty leaves. And this is my Epicattleya. Is it? Epicattleya Rene Marquez, and cross with this Griana something, and it's producing a spike. I never expected this. I thought it wouldn't. You see, this is normally a very tall plant with a very tall spike, I think, if I'm not wrong. So if ever I'm wrong, don't bother listening to me in that case. Just mute on that side. Right, we're turning on this side. I have this my twinkle or finishing. They're done. This was the plain one. This is the pink, and this is the orange. The orange is the one's fabulous. And this is my Lily Eiler, the red something. Yeah, quite red. It's not too red in the video, but very deep red in the actual. It's very well scented. I only got 2. Well, it's from the tiny pseudobulbs. Imagine if you got big pseudobulb. Ay. So I've seen it in some videos. They have their fabulous producing lovely flower. So yes, I have to devote more on my orchids. This is the sunset, Miltonia sunset, but since I have repotted it, it did not produce any flower whatsoever. And now it's outgrown the blooming pot. And this one is producing a new spike. This is the one that's produced me a very tall spike. Those are asleep. My zygotes producing a new growth, and another zygote there producing a new growth, and those are just sleeping. No, they're just growing slowly. And my last one update, oh no, that's my the Griana Staphon. Oh god, how would I don't want to, yeah, the Griana. So supposed to flower, but then it dried up. I even opened it because you see the slot is too small, and then I opened and then it dried. It needs watering really, God knows. So this is my Silogenie Cristata, and how a lot of flower is in there. That plant is heavy. Hang on, I'll take it out from there so that we could see it because my neck is aching. Now we're here, it's down, and there's a lot of spike. There's a lot of going on with this plant. Before was previous, no, not last year, the previous one, 2018, it got lots of spike like this, and it opened in one go. But this time it's holding, but it's just one at a time, so never mind. So you probably have seen Silogenie. I love Silogenie. They respond to my care, to my neglect of care. So it's just beautiful flower, and the pristine white with that color, it's amazing. It's just beautiful the way it is. And the downside is has no scent. So how many spike I have, God knows. So that one, and there's one in there. So in a bulb there are 2 spike, yeah, and new bulbs. So that one is got only 1 spike, and this is the one. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes there are 3 or 4 flowers in a spike, and this one got 1. And another one there. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bored now. 8, 9, 10, 11. I think it's 11. So that got 1 there, 2 there, 3, and this one that's still forming, but I don't know if it would. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it is 11. So yeah, so that is the orchid, and it would be nice if you see, you know, when an orchid show and they show this, and it's so beautiful. So that is all of my orchids. I hope you enjoy watching my video, and hope you follow me with this video, likes and subscribe, and you could share, and you could also find me in my Instagram at Cara.inhousegreen. It's easy, the same thing. So thank you very much for those newly subscribed and so patiently listening to me of what I'm talking about. I hope you do able to relate. But if some people are so bored about my video, well, you can go to sleep, and it could be your lullaby. Anyway, enough with that. Thank you very much, and thank you for supporting this channel. So please keep safe and enjoy your time with your family. Yes, loving happy moment with everybody. Thank you guys. Bye for now. Bye.